right. Hey, beautiful people. What's going on? What's going on? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Hope all are well. I hope all are well with you today. What's going on? Y'all got, excuse me. I've been stuck in traffic and Atlanta traffic today. I guess everybody's, coming off the holiday. It was a little crazy today out there, but I made it home safely. So that's why I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all because God is good. God got me home safely. And so that therefore I have nothing to complain about. You understand me? You hear me? I have nothing to complain about. But come on in, you guys. Welcome again. It is your girl, Coach Tashawn, and welcome to the TLC community Talk It Out Tuesday. I am your girl, Coach Tashawn. But before we get started, I would like to say thank you so much to our sponsor, Swag Her Magazine. Make sure that you go connect with them. Stop by. They are the ultimate media brand for your media needs. They are phenomenal. So please make sure you stop by and say, hey, TLC sent you. All right. They are proud sponsors of TLC Coaching, and we are just so honored to have them. All right. So, again, welcome to the TLC community. Now, listen, if you don't have your notebook this time around, I, I'm I'll, I can't say I'm gonna excuse you, but y'all better get your notebooks. All right, you better get the notebooks. All right. So listen, go ahead and get your notebooks. Put your questions in the chat. If you're on TikTok, Eye Care Solutions will be moderating the TikTok chat. So if you have questions, because I can't see and answer questions, please put them in the chat, and they will direct you back towards TLC coaching at the end of the broadcast. All right. And if you're on Facebook or YouTube, know that you can go back to the YouTube page and collect the notes. All right. So that's the beauty of YouTube. You can do the replay. All right. So listen, welcome to Talk It Out Tuesday with your girl, Coach Tashawn, where we keep marriage real, respectful, and a little less dramatic. Because what do I always tell you all? I don't like stress, and therefore I am not going to stress you all out. All right. I'm not going to stress you all out as a coach. That's not my intent, and that's not the plan. Right. So that's why I have attainable, easy steps for you to follow. Now, again, coaching is a partnership. So that doesn't mean that you can say, well, Coach T told me to do that, Y, and Z, then get mad at me if it doesn't work. No, because you have to do the work. You have to do the work. I can give you the tools and the resources, but ultimately you have to do the work. All right. So listen, this year we're living the vows, which means we're not just quoting vows at weddings and forgetting them by Wednesday, right? So every Tuesday we're practicing four simple moves. Value it, own it, walk it out, and staying connected. All right. So exhale, inhale, exhale. Get relaxed. All right. Unclench your shoulders and let's talk this thing out where we keep it real. All right. The TLC way. Now, last week we talked about supporting without fixing, right? We talked about the whole trying to support your spouse without fixing your spouse, because let's keep it real. We like to fix things, we like to fix people, and we like to fix our marriages, but that's not what we're supposed to do, right? So last week, that's what we talked about, and so this week we are going to one layer deeper. Because when both of us are tired, when y'all are tired, guess what? Even help can come out sounding like shade. Ooh, it can come out sounding a little mean, nasty, and grimy, and all of that, right? Just when you're tired, you know how when you're just tired, like you have that physical fatigue, and then you have that mental fatigue on top of that, and you just get tired, and then you start snapping at each other, and then before you know it, the conversation then went left, and then you got more issues on top of issues, right? So we're going to talk about that. So again, grab your notebook and your pen or pencil. some coffee, tea, your favorite drink, your favorite beverage or whatnot. Grab your partner. And if your spouse is unavailable, that's okay. That's why you're here to take notes. That's why you're here to take notes. Okay. So listen, again, very simple, easy. I'm not going to stress you. All right. So listen, we are living the vows, and it is to have and to hold. And we're talking about holding on when life gets heavy. Woo! When life gets heavy, y'all. How many can y'all? How many can attest to that? When life gets heavy, as a married couple, you have those storms, right? You have those storms. You have those moments where life gets heavy. It gets heavy because a lot of things are happening, and in the climate that we're in today, you guys, it's heavy. It's heavy, even on couples. It's heavy, right? People are now becoming caregivers, empty nesters, job changes, career changes, layoffs, all kinds of things, all kinds of things. And so it can become very heavy on you as a couple, right? Medical is a lot of things are happening. And sometimes that tiredness, that tiredness, it can interrupt the conversation. It can interrupt the communication. And you don't mean to, but if you don't have tools and resources in place, guess what? It will be a war in your home, a cold one at that. What I mean by a cold one, it will be silent. And sometimes those are not, they are the most hurtful one when hurtful wars in your home when it's that silent treatment, right? So we're not gonna speak that into existence, because that's why I'm here to support you and to give you the tools and the resources to to move, to go through that. Like, it's not a lecture. I don't believe in lecturing your spouse. You're not supposed to lecture each other, right? But we're gonna talk it out, one conversation at a time. All right. So here we go. All right. The first one, vows. B. Ready? Value it. Value it. Protect it. I got my notes and everything, y'all. I got my notes in there. I told you I'll be ready. I'll be ready. But I'm trying to act all big and bad. I need to go ahead and put my glasses on, y'all. The reality is I got my readers. I gotta go. Y'all, I told you I had all of these readers from Zoo, and they are cute, but now because my prescription has changed, yeah. So now I gotta go get new sets of readers. So how I look, y'all. I still look studious and cute. Yeah, I do, don't I? All right, B, value it. Protect the connection when bandwidth is low, right? That's what we're talking about. So here's your first TLC talking point, right? When you're both tired, the first thing that gets sacrificed is the tone. Woo! Got my water right here. Got my water. Mm-hmm. That tone. Y'all know your parents used to say it's not how you say it, it's not what you say, but how you say it. It's that tone. Sometimes that tone can be very cutthroat. Sometimes that tone can be very condescending. Sometimes that tone can just be very just outright just mean, right? It's that tone. So, and tone is usually what starts that fight, not the issue. So tonight we're protecting the connection. We're protecting the connection, not the perfect conversation. We're not trying to have the perfect conversation tonight. We're trying to just protect that connection. All right, so it won't escalate to anything else. So that first point, watch your tone. Basically, just watch your tone. Just watch your tone. If you're tired, and I'm gonna give you an example of it, but if you're tired, just watch that tone, right? And the second part, if your spouse can get the best of you today, can't get the best of you today, they should at least get the safest version of you, right? A lot of times we pour ourselves out into the world, right? Through our jobs, through our family members, through organizations, through everything else. And then when we get home, we're depleted. So then our spouse gets the back end of it. Usually that crafts conversation, that one liner, that, oh, I'm too tired to talk to you, but I didn't talk to my homeboys and homegirls all day today, X, Y, and Z, right? And that's what happens. So when you get home, it's not the safe version of yourself. And so again, when you come home, you want to make sure that your spouse gets that same version, even better, right? You want to give your spouse the best of you today, not the leftover, not the depleted spouse, right? So make sure you say that. So for example, here's an example. When your spouse asks you for something, a simple and very simple, they may ask for something very simple, but your response is sharp and it's very condescending, right? So instead of answering right there and then, and when you're physically tired, you're mentally tired, the safe thing to do is just basically just stand right there in front of your spouse and just simply say, you guys, y'all here? You want me to tell you? Simply say, this is what I want you to say. Babe, I am so sorry. I done had a long day. I'm tired. Nothing personal with you. Please understand. I don't want to snap. I don't want to sound condescending. I don't want to seem crass. I don't want to seem mean. But can you give me about 10 minutes? Can you give me about 15 minutes? And then can we come back together? I got you. Very simple. You don't have to have a long, drawn out conversation. You don't have to be all dramatic with it. You don't have to do any of that. And of course, these are where you can change up your words. But the point is, let your spouse know, hey, it's been a long day or a long situation that I'm trying to work out from the job, from the family, or whatever the case may be. And I don't want to take it out on you. I don't want to snap on you. I'm not doing it. But can you just give me about 5 to 10 minutes? Let me debrief for a moment. Let me just sit this out, and I promise you, I got you, and I'm all ears. I'm all yours, right? It's that tone, and it's the it's the intention of your conversation. So you didn't go into with your spouse and like, listen, get off my back. I'm tired. Da, 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 da. You didn't go in like that. You literally said to your spouse, listen, I need to process some other things. Now, again, you put this in your own language. You tailor it to your own language, right? These are just examples that Coach T likes to just to have general examples. But you know your spouse. Talk to you. Grab your spouse's hand. Be like, boo, you know what? It's been a long day, and I really want to talk to you, but I need to clear out my head real quick. Can I go to the garage for a moment? Can I sit down? Or can I just get me some coffee or tea, or wine or what, can I just chill out for a moment? And I got you. It's a big difference, right? That is that safe space. Remember, I'm always talking to you about that safe space, right? You got to create that safe space, because again, the goal is for you to be at peace at home. You didn't fault out there. You fought like all out there, right? On your job with your family members. And when I mean fighting, not necessarily the disagreements or whatnot, but you've been dealing and handling things outside of your home, right? And then you want to come in, and it's like, okay, and your spouse needs you as well. So you want to be there for your spouse. So don't shortchange them. Don't give them the depleted you. Don't give them the burnt out you. That's that protecting. Protect that connection. Protect that connection. All right. So if you have questions, please put it in the chat, and I will try to get to them afterwards. That's on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Put it in the chat, and I will definitely connect with you. All right. So number 2, here we go. The letter O. The letter O. Own it. Name your tiredness before it names you. What did that simply mean? Like, simply own your state before you start talking. Meaning, recognize that, hey, listen, I've been dealing with the folks at the office. So just again, going back to the V, just give me a minute. I'm tired. Or I got a lot of stuff that's on my mind. I'm trying to handle, I'm trying to handle us. I'm trying to handle the household. Just give me just a quick minute, babe. Just a minute. And again, it's the conversation. Because here's the thing. Oftentimes, and I'm speaking from a wife's perspective, right? we get this notion that we got to rush conversations. We get this notion that what we see on TV or on Instagram or we hear other people talk about, some conversations are not meant to have right then on the spot. And I'm not talking about urgent. So you have some urgent conversations that have to happen like now, like, like if there's an urgency. It may be medical, it may be something financial that has to, a bill has to be paid like within that hour or so, right? But there a lot of your conversations are not don't have to be urgently um talked. But you don't have to have that conversation right there and then. Some conversations are better when they have that space, they have that pause, the power of the pause. When both of you are in a calm space, a good space, a healthy space, it's okay to have the conversations then. God didn't say you had to have the conversation right now, right, like literally right now. He didn't. Even if you have to go to bed, listen, you're not going to bed mad with each other, but some of the conversations you may not be able to complete, right? By the end of the night. But what you do by the end of the night, you both agree that, listen, I love you, you love me. We gonna work this thing out. What we not gonna do is argue. We're not gonna go to bed mad, but let's reconvene tomorrow over some hot donuts, some Krispy Kreme, and some hot chocolate or whatnot, right? Don't become enemies in your own home with each other over issues. Don't let that tiredness wear you out. Don't do that. All right. So the thing is, don't let the frustration be that fatigue that just like it that pushes you to that limit of I can't talk to my spouse. All right. The second talking point, basically, some of us don't communicate fatigue, so we communicate the frustration. Basically, that's what I was saying, like the frustration. And so your spouse is confused, like, I didn't do nothing. I just wanted to talk about something that we needed to talk about, right? So your frustration because you haven't talked to your spouse about anything or whatnot, or what's going on outside the home, it becomes frustrating, right? And so your spouse is like, "Oh man, dang. I just wanted to I just wanted to talk. I just wanted to share some or I just needed your advice. I needed your attention to X, Y, and Z." And that's because we don't know how to communicate the frustration. We don't know how to communicate that with our spouses. For some reason, we're afraid, but we can go out to the bar and talk it out with our homegirls, our homeboys, or whatnot, right? So, and again, these are the levels that you get to in your marriage when you know that that space is safe in your home. So you have to make it a point, like, okay, yes, I'm tired, I'm frustrated. I don't want to take it out on you. I don't mean to take it out on you, babe. Just give me a moment. Or, could I share what's going on with me? Just talk. Just have that conversation, you guys. Have that conversation, right? So, for example, I like to tell couples to do a self check. And that self check, basically, you're asking yourself, am I depleted? Am I frustrated? Am I tired? What am I tired from? What am I frustrated from? Why am I irritated with my spouse? It's not, it's really not your spouse that you're irritated with. To be honest, you're irritated with everything that's going on and you don't know how to communicate that to your spouse. You're screaming out for help. And I'm talking about wives and husbands. You're screaming out for that help. You're screaming out for your spouse to listen to you. And you want to talk to your spouse about what's going on. But for some strange reason, we have it backwards. We're afraid to talk to our spouses, and we shouldn't be. That's your boo. Y'all are sleeping together. Y'all are laying in the bed next to each other. Y'all are doing y'all. Mm-hmm. You're doing stuff, married stuff, right? That's your boo. And yes, life is, it can life for all of us. You go through those seasons, but your marriage is not over. Your marriage is not over. You just have to own it. You just have to name that tiredness, that frustration. That's all you have to do. Just name it and be honest with your spouse. That's it. Just be honest with your spouse. Don't dump your life on your love. Don't dump outside issues onto your spouse like that. I can't say I guarantee, but your spouse will want to grab your hand, give you a hug, and be like, I got you. I understand. I had a day too, but I'm here for you. I am here for you. All right. Does that make any sense? Give me some hearts, throw me some hearts, or thumbs up. Let me know if that resonates with you. All right. And then again, if you have questions or comments, please put them in the chat. If you're on TikTok, my moderator, I Care Solutions, will direct you to where where you can send your questions or whatnot. But I do ask that you don't put personal information in the chat. Okay, don't put personal information. You are welcome to DM me, inbox me, but please do not put any personal information in the chat. Okay. All right. So the next one, www. Walk it out. Keep tired communication simple. What does that mean? Well, the TLC talking point number one, when you're tired, your words need to get shorter, softer, and slower. This is not the time for, we need to talk about everything since 2009 or 1999. This ain't the time to bring up the old, the past, all of that stuff. This is not the time for that, right? This is not the time. And I always tell you, if you're experiencing trauma, past marriage trauma, right? Connect with a marriage therapist. Connect with a marriage therapist. Coaching is about moving forward. Coaching is about moving forward. And if you want to keep going, reliving the past, and you want to go back into your problems from 1999 to 2009, listen, no, that means you haven't resolved some issues from back then, and it's time for you to do it. But don't, this is not that time to have that conversation and be like, we need to talk. Y'all, I'm talking from a wife's perspective. You know how we do. We get a little upset and we be like, we need to talk. And then you start bringing up all kinds of stuff from the past. Let me tell you something. Take off my glasses. Your husband don't want to hear that. Telling you what I know. Your husband don't want to hear that. And vice versa, because you got some husbands like, look, we need to talk. Remember when you did such and such back in 1990? Bruh, let it go. Go ahead and let it go. It's 2026. Let it go. Okay. You're moving forward. So, and then again, connect with the marriage therapist. This is marriage coaching. We're moving forward. But if you feel like there's some things that have not been resolved, then that's when you need to seek therapy. And you're going to have to, because you can't move forward in your marriage if you're going to keep bringing up the past, right? So again, that's not when when you're tired and you feel that frustration building up and you start bringing up the past and all of that kind of stuff. It's time to let it go and be done. Not the marriage. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that topic, that issue, you're gonna have to seek some additional support, because if you don't resolve it, that's gonna contribute to that frustration and to that tiredness. That's what's gonna happen. All right. Point number two: tired couples need scripts, not speeches. You don't need speeches. You don't need the whole speech and the lecture, right? One good sentence can save the whole night. So, for example, you can simply say, "Babe, I love you. I'm tired, and I want us to be good. I want us to be good. So, can we pause and pick this up again tomorrow over some Krispy Kreme donuts or over a nice Waffle House breakfast?" Can y'all tell I love me some Waffle House? Can we pick this conversation up perhaps tomorrow? Like I really want to. I need to sleep because I am mental, because I don't think people understand. even in marriages, we've skipped over our spouses dealing with mental fatigue as well, right? We can talk, we can acknowledge other people, we can acknowledge our co-workers, our family members or whatnot experiencing mental fatigue and physical fatigue. But for some reason, when we come to our home and to our spouses, we tend to forget that, right? We tend to forget that. We're like, oh, well, that's just my husband, or that's just my wife. She can handle it, this, that, and another. But no, mental fatigue is real. And it's happening in our homes because again, we are not allowed to talk about it. We have not given ourselves permission to express that. And it is, excuse me, it is time. It is time for you to express in your own home, to be safe in your own home and have these conversations. So again, you may not be able to. I know the old folks used to say, you don't go to bed mad at each other, right? And the Bible tells you, don't let the sun set, right, with anger. Now, what that means, what I've been able to interpret it over the years, meaning you don't want to go to bed with that strife and that hurt and that anger on your heart, right? You don't want to do that. But this is when you are able to say, babe, listen, I know we are butting heads or some things. You got some things that you need to talk about. I got some things I need to talk about, but I'm tired and I don't know how to talk about it right now. Can we go to sleep? Can we rest on it? Can we pray on it? Can we just lay down and hold each other, not say anything? Let's put on some music, or let's just sit here in the dark and go to sleep for a moment. Because ain't nothing like, I don't know about y'all, but I did that jump before. Trying to stay up all night, trying to make sure I get my point across. I'm gonna finish finish the conversation. We're gonna have this conversation because they said don't go to sleep until you resolve the issue, right? Then guess what happened, y'all? I don't know if y'all ever been sleep tired and you really groggy and it's 10 times worse the next morning because now you're sleepy, you're tired, you're grumpy. So that ain't gonna do no good, right? So it's okay to change that. So again, it's not going against the word. It's telling you what you're doing is you're acknowledging that. You're acknowledging like, babe, I don't want us to be at odds with each other. And I don't want us to, go to sleep mad and not talking to each other. But what we do need to do is let's rest our brains tonight and let's pick this back up tomorrow for God's will, right? Let's pick it back up. Let's talk about it tomorrow. But tonight, can we just go to sleep? Because it's a lot for the both of us. Simple as that. I'm telling you, it's nothing complicated. We want stuff done now, and we feel like if it doesn't get done right now, then it's no good, which is totally false. We got to allow ourselves that moment to breathe, to pause, and it's okay. We got to. You cannot have a conversation, an intense conversation, and expect to resolve it all in one day and one night. No, because there's some things that you have to talk out. You got to strategize. You got to plan all of this. You're not going to be able to do it in one night. So yeah, you need to go to sleep. You need to rest so you can wake up clear and think clearly for on the next day, right? So it's okay. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Coach T is telling you, go to sleep, get some rest. But before you do, make sure you hug on your boo. Make sure you love on your boo. Make sure you grab your boo's hand and you look at each other and say, we're going to get through this. We're going to walk this thing out. We're going to walk it out. We're going to walk it out together, dude. We're going to walk it out together, babe. Right? That's what you're going to do. But you're not going to go to bed mad with each other. No, that's not what you're going to do, but you are going to get some sleep. All right. All right. So again, just for as I said, just tell each other I love you, because at the end of your day, the end goal is for peace, not war. All right. Um last one, stay connected. Stay connected. Small connection counts. Here's your point number one. Connection doesn't require a whole date night, y'all. It doesn't require a whole date night. Sometimes it's 3 minutes of eye contact, just looking at each other, right? A hug, a check-in, right? Just a simple kiss on the forehead. It's not about the bills or the kids or the family. It's not about the job. It's not about the business. It's not about any of that. It's about you and your boo connecting and staying connected through all of everything that's going on. It's about you staying connected with everything that's going on, intentionally staying connected, intentionally staying connected, right? Don't let the tired turn into distance. If you can scroll, you can connect. Simple. If you can get on the internet and you start scrolling that time, you can connect with your boo. You could take a moment to connect with your boo. It's all about the intention and the goals, right? So for example, the 1 minute hold, I call it the 1 minute hold, where you just sitting close to your boo on the couch, on the bed, in the bathroom. You just sitting close, right? Right? And you just holding hands or you holding each other and you just breathe. You don't have to say a word, just pause. And many times the couples don't exercise that. We're afraid of that. We're afraid to let loose, to let go. We're afraid to breathe, especially our husbands. Our husbands are afraid. Believe it or not, they are afraid to be vulnerable in their marriage with their wives. Not all, but the majority of men, they're not going to release like that, right? Because again, they don't know how. They don't know if it's safe enough for them to 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 release like that. And this is where, and I'm not just harping on the wives tonight or whatnot, but I'm just talking from my perspective as a wife. I had to make my home a safe space for my husband and vice versa. I had to, show him how to make that safe space, but it wasn't a tit for tat. I had to ask God, go to God in prayer, how to make my space safe enough for my husband to release and know that he's able to breathe in front of me, breathe with me, right? Because it's easy said. It's easy to say, oh, we're gonna hold hands, we're gonna hold each other, and we're gonna breathe. It's easy to say that, but it's very challenging to do. So what happens? You have to create that safe space again. And honestly, you have to allow God to guide you into that. You do. So that 1 minute hold is just simple. You're sitting close to each other. And before you know it, honestly, you're gonna be laughing at each other because one of y'all gonna be like, man, get up off me. Get up off me. Go on, don't you got something to do? Right? But it's a smile, it's a playful thing. Right. I'm telling you, I've done it. We've done it too many times. I'm telling you, before you know it, y'all ain't gonna be breathing, you're gonna be laughing about something. I'm trying to tell you, I know what I know. Mhm. I know what I know. All right. So listen, here's your TLC challenge. Here's your challenge for this week. All right. And again, these are things that you can practice. You're practicing, right? So you're not going to accomplish them in one night, in one day. This takes practice, right? So there's steps to this, you guys. There are steps to this. Step number one, you're going to name your battery and choose gentle. Say, basically, you're saying, my battery is low today. You're doing that battery check, right? Yeah, my battery is low. I love you. Can we go gentle? And again, these are examples of the wording. You tailor it towards your spouse. You know what your spouse needs. You know how your spouse sounds or whatnot. But in that range, you understand what I'm saying? Like you let your spouse know, listen, my battery is very low. I've been dealing with some bozos out on the job. Some stuff that went down, or some orders didn't get to go through or whatever. And you're letting your spouse know. You're letting your spouse know what's going on. But let your spouse know, let's go gentle on this, right? Number two, pause with a plan, not a shutdown. That's what you're going to practice. You're going to practice pausing with a plan, but not a shutdown. Basically, you're telling your spouse, you're asking your spouse, can you give me about 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, however minutes you feel like you're going to need, right? You're asking your spouse, can you give me just a few minutes so that I can just woosah? Let me woosah for a moment, right? And then I'm coming back to you. I promise I'm coming back to you. But just let me just get this out of my system. Let me just go chill out for a minute. Let me sit. Let me think. Let me just debrief so I can give you what I have. I don't want to give you the depleted me. I don't want to give you the burnt out, the frustrated me. I don't want to give you the tired me. I want to give you the best that I can right here in this space. But just give me about a few minutes, all right? That's all you tell your spouse. That's it, right? And then remember, pausing is it's healthy, y'all. I don't know if y'all have ever practiced it, but practice it. And this is part of it. It's harmful. Shutting down, pausing is healthy. Shutting down is harmful. When you shut down on your spouse, that is harmful because now you're saying, I don't want to talk to you. I ain't got nothing to say. Ain't nothing you can say. Ain't nothing we can say. X, Y, and Z. When you shut down in your marriage, you shut down that conversation. You shut down the connection. And that's not healthy. But when you pause, that's saying, I hear you. I'm just a little tired right now. Just give me a minute or two. I just need to I need to think. I need to know what I need to say. I need to, I want us to be on one accord. I want us to do this thing together. But just give me a minute. It's been a long day. That's it. Simple. And again, going back to what we stated earlier, that tone makes a difference. It makes a world of difference, right? So when you're saying all of these in gentle with love and respect and all of those good things, right? It'll make the conversation and the connection easier. All right. So if this makes sense, if it resonates with you, give me some hearts, give me some thumbs up. And listen, we don't make this complicated. Don't make it complicated, right? The connection, the communication, it's not complicated. We have a tendency to make it complicated, and it's not, it doesn't have to be. All right. So listen, you guys, listen. A major announcement. Drum roll, please. Drum roll, please. The fireside chat for January is officially closed. Yes, all spaces have been filled. And I'm so super excited. I'm nervous, but I'm excited, right? I'm nervous because this is, again, God redirected TLC coaching and the theme living the vows. Yeah, I'm super excited for the first one of the year, January. Now, if you missed it, and you didn't get a chance to register for January, don't worry. It's monthly, so you will have an opportunity. That means you're gonna have to jump on it, y'all. That means you got to get to the email. If you're not on the email list, you better go ahead and sign up on the email list that you can get to know it, so you can get the notifications, and you turn on those notifications on your TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. For Talk It Out Tuesdays, every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live, right? So you can get the updates. But the January 24th Fireside Chat has officially closed. All slots are filled. So I'm super excited. And I got something else coming soon for February, but yeah, I'm just excited. Okay, I'm excited. So listen, tired doesn't have to turn into tension, you guys. And this is what we're going to continue to talk about in our fireside chat. It is that safe space. You don't have to worry about cameras being on. You don't have to worry about being recorded. And people, no, we had such an amazing time all last year. Every month, different couples would come in. Don't matter how long you were married, didn't matter. We all shared some wisdom with each other. We had couples from 25 years plus to newlyweds to 5 years engaged. We all shared wisdom with each other and we learn from each other, right? So I'm just super excited. And again, if this message hits home with you and you want to learn more practical tools to build or rebuild stronger communication, I do have an ebook on my website at iamtrinettelcollier.com. slash shop. You may go on there. It is still on. I think I still have the sale price on there, y'all. Y'all better go ahead and grab it. I'm about to raise the price. Go ahead and grab it. I'm telling you now. So it's back the Happy New Year deal. So go ahead and grab your copy. It's really really good. Back to the basics. And again, it's quick. It's powerful. Read. It's nothing complicated because I told you I don't like I don't like making things complicated. I just never did. Why? Why are we making things complicated? Hmm? We don't need to. So I'm excited. I'm just overjoyed, and I thank you all so much for supporting TLC, coaching TLC, and where we're just going to bridge this communication gap, you guys. We're going to continue to bridge this communication gap, God's way, TLC's way, right? I'm operate like because again, healthy marriages are still thriving. Did y'all know that? Let me take out my glasses for you so y'all can see my eyes, so y'all can see. Healthy marriages still exist. Yes, it does. I don't care what the world is telling you. I don't care what social media is telling you. I don't care what your bitter friends telling you. And you shouldn't have bitter friends. We'll talk about that later. If you're a married folk and you got some bitter married friends, direct them on over here to TLC because that ain't you don't want to take you don't want to take nah. You want to nah. Because what they gonna tell you, child? You better leave them. Check boy, man, you better leave her. Yeah, it's another one on out there. What they say, plenty fish on in the sea. You don't know what the fish. Now, let me be quiet. Let me stop. Let me stop. Uh-huh. I'm a God-fearing woman. I'm trying to tell you, you got to be careful with folks. Folks don't like to see happy couples. They don't. No. Their marriages are still thriving. They are still like people are still getting married, right? You're gonna go through some storms. You are. You're gonna go through some storms. That's the beauty of it. You're gonna go through them, but when you go through them together, and you're like together on them, and you're like, "Hey, babe, whew, this is a lot for us, but we're gonna get it. We in this thing, for better for worse, to have and to hold." I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I know, right? So listen, don't give up on your marriage. As I always put a disclaimer out there as a coach and in my coaching business, if you are in an abusive relationship, if you are in an abusive marriage, please exit out. That is, you cannot change that person. You cannot change, you cannot change, you cannot change them. Only God can, right? So exit out of that marriage. Let God change your spouse. So if you are in an abusive relationship, that is not of God. God did not allow a spouse to hit on you. So I've always made that disclaimer, right? But if y'all having a simple disagreement over who didn't put the food up last night from after dinner, and then y'all get to fussing about other stuff, listen, your marriage is not over. There's just a breakdown in that communication, and somewhere in there, y'all are tired. You don't know how to communicate that tiredness with each other. You're frustrated with life. You're frustrated with things that's happening. Come on, connect with me at IamTrinetteLCollier.com, where we're gonna talk about real talk, real practical tools and resources. I'm not here to give y'all any fluff because we got work to do. We married. Y'all married. We got work to do. Okay? All right. All right, you guys. So listen, go enjoy this evening with your boo. Hug your boo. Even if you don't know what to say, just grab their hand, look at them, just hug them, kiss them. Do what you that's your spouse. That's your boo. Do, do, do some things. All right. So listen, thank y'all so much. Thank you for the love. Make sure you come back next Tuesday, same time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we continue the have and to hold for the month. And again, Fireside Chat 2026, January 24, has officially closed, and I'm so super proud. Cannot wait to share. Yeah, I can't listen. I'll share the date, the next one with you after. Yeah, so get ready. All right. So until next week, you guys, continue. Make sure you hit that notification button on YouTube, Facebook, all social media platforms. I am TrinetteLCollier.com. And if you have a question or you're unsure of some things, go ahead and DM me and I'll slide you my website so you can connect with me. All right. But I thank you all so much. And until next week.